If everybody could please take their seats. Do we have anybody outside that we're waiting on? Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. There's a whole bunch of different phrases. It's so good to be here today to share this event with you. Very quickly, my name is Saul Escudero, and I'm an event producer and a charity fundraiser. And I met Chef Robert feeding the military. So I had the experience to be in his presence and watch the production of what they do. John Chu, the gentleman that you spoke to earlier that was at the entrance there, is a good friend of mine, and we talked a little bit earlier. And I'm here today to kind of help out with some things to enhance the program, what you're doing to support the foundation. We've got some great things to share with you tonight, some individuals that we want to recognize. Of course, this gentleman that put this together, Chef Robert Phillips. We have a round of applause for him.
Good evening, everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Festa, as we were saying earlier. Festive, thank you. Festivus. It's a pleasure to be here amongst my family again, new friends and old, to enjoy these moments together. I'm going to start off a little bit of my spiel tonight before we get started. And I want to talk about what this chapter does, for instance, for our community. So this year, with the help of the members of the CCAC and the board, and many, many volunteers and vendors, we were able to feed almost 3,000 veterans, homeless, or in need, or their families. I think it's a great accomplishment. We had a great picnic for our community during the summer for all our members. In 2017, we were the National ACF's Chapter of the Year. That comes from the hard and diligent hard work of the membership and board of the Chef de Cuisine Association of California. And I want to personally thank each board member for all that they give, which is kind of my lead into a little something else. We're here tonight to enjoy the awards and the accomplishments of a few and sometimes many. But I always want you to remember it's not what you get, but what you give. What you give and what you direct back into that community. Okay? Foster Farms this year donated, I think it was a total of about 7 pallets of turkey. Maybe mid last year and this year. 7 pallets of turkey to help feed the veterans a holiday celebration meal this year. As well as, Chef Basil, and you can confirm this with me, we dropped about 5 pallets of turkey into Houston during the flooding to help feed the people that were displaced there. We did that from California. Our membership couldn't get it there. So our membership and our board stepped up and we paid the freight to get that turkey to where it needed to be to service those people who were distressed. So at this time, I'd like to thank the board and the membership of the Chef de Cuisine Associations, their strong hearts, their emotional feelings for companionship of people abroad, not just in its face, but also abroad, for the wonderful work that they have done in the last couple of years, because it's been an amazing trip to be able to participate. So congratulations to the board and the membership of the Chef de Cuisine Association. Right now I want to walk into a category that's all about giving. It's a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's a lifetime of giving. And the people that we want to honor tonight for what they have done in a lifetime of the Chef de Cuisine Association has been amazing, outstanding, unbelievable. These are small words when I look at some of the things that these people have done. The first person I'd like to award would be Mrs. Sandy Lampert. Sandy, you can see on the video to the side of me, help cancer patients who are in remission fight off cancer. And we did that. How long did we do that for, Sandy? It was about a year and a half, huh? We did it every month for a year and a half to change the lives of those who had health issues and didn't have the opportunities that I had at the moment. And I'm sure Sandy would probably concur to something similar in her life. Sandy, just out of curiosity, you're 29, right? Sandy, at her young age of 29, was in my kitchen earlier this month, packing food for the veterans and packing food for a homeless shelter where we donated another 700 meals. But this time I can think of no other wonderful woman who's dedicated so much to others and who's more deserving to be a Lifetime Achievement Award winner of the Chef de Cuisine Association of California than Sandy Lampert. Sandy, would you come up here, please? No, I'm not going to make you lift this trophy because it's kind of heavy. It's been my honor and my pleasure, Sandy, to work with you on so many fine projects, helping so many fine people. I hope this Lifetime Achievement Award touches your heart. It's a legacy you've left here at the Chef de Cuisine Association. Your caring for others will forever shine in the Chef de Cuisine Association of California. Thank you on behalf of the membership of the CCAC.
What can I say? This is quite an honor to have this. And it's an honor to help people. And the best way is through food. And it is an art. And we can't live without art. We can't live without music. And each day that we open our eyes, it's a gift. Just always remember that. How are you going to unravel your gift for that day? And it's no better way than one of them is to get up and eat and exercise. And you all are doing such a wonderful, you're in a wonderful business. Food, it's great. I love it. And thank you for the honor.
Congratulations. That's valuable legacy. Sandy Lampert, ladies and gentlemen. There are several others that I'd also like to award this Lifetime Achievement for. One is the great director of LA Trade Tech Community College, who retired this year and couldn't be with us today, but Chef Stephen Kazmar, who has donated so much to the culinary youth, the culinary world here in LA for over 25 years. Chef Stephen Kazmar, Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you, Stephen, for all your hard work.
I'll accept his award.
Thank you. And another is a posthumous award for a chef we lost this year. His name was Ernest Miller, and he worked at Coast Packing Plants. They produce a lot of oils and stuff like this. But anyway, he was a very giving chef to the association, as well as to a lot of youth, especially when it came to an unusual category in culinary, which is sculpture, and it's a tallow sculpture. He used to give a lot of tallow to the young chefs, and I think we have one or two recipients of some of that tallow. David, sitting at the back table back there, was a recipient of some of his love. But Ernest D. Miller was a really, really smart chef, probably one of the most interesting scientific chefs that I've ever known. So Ernest Miller has also received the Lifetime Achievement Award. If you guys could give him a big round of applause, I'd really appreciate it. I know everybody's in the process of eating, and we kind of got started already, but I wanted to take just a moment of silence for a few other members we've lost in the last year. And one of our board members who last week lost her oldest son, Dr. Eloise Fernandez. Her oldest son, the age of 54, died from the flu. He was 2 weeks with the flu in his bed, and he asked his wife to go out and give him some ginger ale. The wife obliged, went out to the store, came back from the store with the ginger ale, and he had passed on. Just to tell you how short life can be at such a young age of 54. That scares the hell out of me because I'm 50. But just a moment of silence for David, her oldest son, Chef ACF Ahmed, who we lost last year, and the always wonderful Sid Lampert, who was a strong member of this association, and our national president's wife, who we lost about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, Donna DeCamera. If you could bow your heads for just a moment of silence, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Please continue on with dinner. We're going to have a few moments of silence as we dine on right now. Hopefully the band will come back or we can pipe on some house music for a little bit. And we'll be back up, myself and Carlton Brooks, to do some of the awards for this evening. So let the party begin. Thank you, thank you.
Except Robert Phillips.
At this time, I'd like to welcome our Western Regional Vice President for the American Culinary Federation, Carlton Brooks, to the stage. Since Saul brought it up, and he talked about the list of events for 2019, I was going to save it for later. We're going to let me just ramble it off right now. You guys ready?
Yes. Yes.
You got your pens and papers ready?
No. I'll take a picture.
Okay. Will Morris right now is getting ready to dot the I's and cross the T's on a contract for January at the City Club downtown LA. Thank you, Will. Chef E, where you at? February, we're going to go for the Chinese New Year. Where are we going, Chef E? Whoa. Where's that? What is this?
Chinatown.
We're going to Chinatown, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if we're going to come out, but we're definitely going in. In March, I have Eric Testori here. I have Martin Gilligan here. I know we have some representatives from LA Mission College here. The president for LA Trade Tech Community College has told us last month or the month before that he wanted to put a competition on between the students, between each college. So we're going to be supporting that competition coming up in March. All we're waiting for the check from U.S. Food Service to fund that whole program, and we're good to go. After that, in April, we have our past Chef of the Year 2017, Andy Pastore, CEC. Couldn't be here tonight with us, unfortunately. His labor got sick, and he found himself in one of those difficult positions where he had to wash dishes. So everybody pray for Andy tonight, and pray for the dishes. Andy's going to be hosting us at his steakhouse in Santa Monica, so April is going to be the month of beef. And I have been told that but those steaks will be out of this world. So I look forward to seeing you all there, and he has a huge ballroom there. We should be able to do 100 plus in attendance for the steak dinner in April. In May, I know Chef Will Morris is still working on that booking for May, right, Will? That's right. So May is still kind of up in the air, but for those of you who don't know, in June, what comes every year about June? Anybody know? That's right, it's Father's Day. We're celebrating my Father's Day in Spanish at my home with my suegra. Every June, USC has been putting on the amazing education and dinner events every June for us for the last couple years. Blake Clevenger over there has been a big part of it for the last couple years. Big round of applause for Blake. It used to be called ChefNet, but this year we've decided to excommunicate NACUFs, and the CCAC is going into partnership with USC, and we are creating the Western Culinary Conference here in LA. Cheap education. For $200 you get a chef knife, a culinary book, a chef jacket with your name on it, 16 CEHs, you get lunch every day for 3 days, breakfast every day for 3 days. Nights on the town are included, a competition, and oh yes, the beautiful company of Chef Eric Ernest. So keep those on your calendar, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking forward to having many people attend. By the way, for those ones who cannot afford to attend, I will be donating 5 entrance passes. This is a good time to donate time to the CCAC so that you can be considered one of those 5. Why'd it get so quiet? With every fine meal, we always need something to polish it off at the end. Anybody know what that is? And don't say truffles. Dessert. So we're moving into the category of Pastry Chef of the Year. We only had one nominee for Pastry Chef of the Year, but this young lady has really stepped up her game in the last year. It was with a no-brainer that the board unanimously approved her as the nominee for Pastry Chef of the Year. It's my great honor, my great privilege to present to you Marie Madrid from Los Angeles Harbor College as the 2018 Pastry Chef. This is a photo of mine, but we got those photos flashing there somewhere.
I am speechless, actually. I want to say thank you for being such a young chef in this organization and being bestowed on this honor so quickly in my profession. But it doesn't stop here. It's actually an inspiration to do more.
It is.
It is. So I thank you for nominating me, whoever you are, and thank you for this organization. I'm happy to be a part of this. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pastry Chef Marie Madrid. The next segment leads into Vendor of the Year. It's really a vendor partnership of the year. And we sent out a ballot, we had all the nominations of all the vendors. that were nominated to receive the Vendor Partnership Award. And the votes came in, and we tallied them. And as always, Chef Robert decided that wasn't good enough. We're not going to have a Vendor Partner of the Year. We're going to have 6 Vendor Partnerships of the Year. Because without our vendors, without their dedication, without their tutelage and support, all the things that we do in presenting the community would not be possible. Each vendor needs to be recognized for their efforts, and I intend to do that here today. Chef Brooks, what's the first one? The gas company. Will Morris, you come up here for a second. Chef Will Morris, everybody. Will Morris sits on our board for the CCAC. He has been an essential part of the last couple of years of our successes through his dedication and drive, to his wanting to facilitate better items for the community, better things for the community, along with the gas company and their support for all of our events the CCAC has, or the gas company has done for the CCAC. It's our pleasure to pronounce to you that the gas company is our Vendor Partner of the Year. This next group, it was out of the blue. I called a friend for the establishment that I was working for. I said, hey friend, I need some paper supplies. I need a good vendor. That was about 5 or 6 years ago. I never had a partnership with this company prior to that. And this gentleman with his bald head showed up on my doorstep a couple days later and was representing individual food service, the paper supply company. Also, I think they do some equipment and some other things. But the individual, his name I never forgot because he always sticks back in my head every time I need some paper plates. The wonderful gentleman's name, Albert Pino. Albert, come on up. Albert and individual food service have been there to donate paper plates, spoons, forks, napkins. You pretty much name it for every picnic, every veterans event that we've done. Support for the Houston endeavor as well, but he's always there for us. And Albert, on behalf of the Chef de Cuisine Association, I'd like to pronounce you Vendor Partner of the Year with the CCAC. Thank you for all your dedication.
Really, thank you very much, and I appreciate that everyone uses their talent towards such a good cause. Thank you.
Here's a funny one, another small equipment sales company that's been supporting the Chef de Cuisine Association for the last 2 or 3 years. It's called Master Bourget. It's actually up in the San Fernando city area. But they were essential in helping support Culinary Team USA. With their support and many, many others, we raised over $30,000 for Culinary Team USA, Culinary Team USA Junior, and the American Academy of Chefs for scholarships throughout the nation. A big round of applause for Master Bourget. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here with us tonight, but we want to show them the love.
This year in Luxembourg, the culinary team took both silver medals in both of their hot and cold food competitions. So with Matter's success here and success from across the country, we think they did very well. Now it's off to Stuttgart in a year and a half to compete on the international stage.
For those of you who don't know, I used to be the executive chef at the Commerce Casino. Anybody know that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Anybody play there? Anybody give their money there? When I started working there, I walked in day one and I had an attitude, right? Because I'm going to be chef at the casino. Of course, the first day it shows up as this salesman. Rather tall gentleman, wavy gray hair. I introduced myself. We sat down in my newly defined casino office. And I started building a relationship with this gentleman. Come to find out, he was an ex-pro baseball player. But the relationship we established over 3 years bled through, it's almost 15 now. But to me, this gentleman is his company. When I call him up and give him a hard time, I'm not really calling up giving him a hard time, I'm giving his company a hard time. But that relationship has blossomed, and he has been a great supporter of the Chef Cuisine Association. They've funded our picnics for food and many, many other things. They donate thousands of dollars to Team USA, the Western Conference, culinary conference events at USC. They help support San Manuel. But I'm talking about the great company, and I met a lot of other great salesmen and leaders of this company tonight. And I was hoping to meet their vice president tonight as well. But the company is US Foods. Stand by us, I say. You stood by us, and we stand by US Foods and all that you guys support. We're looking for your continued partnership moving forward. If you'd come on up and accept this plaque on behalf of the Vice President Steve, and the wonderful salesman I was talking about, in case any of you guys know him, was the wonderful John Morris. From the CCAC, I'd like to present you this plaque as Vendor Partnership of the Year. All the US Food guys, just get up, come on up here, we got room. Let's make that photo rag. The Chef Cuisine Association would like to thank US Food Service for all it does as one of our Vendor and Partnerships of the Year. On behalf of all the chefs of our members, it's my honor to present you guys with this plaque for all that you do. We look for your continued support moving on in 2019 and beyond. The Chefs Association is 95 years old. US Foods has been around for most of that. I would imagine that it would be a no-brainer that our continued partnership and love will continue. Thank you for all that.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. On behalf of US Foods, we thank you for the partnership with the Association of Culinary Federation of Chefs. We're here to support you, and I will pass all this information to our VP of Sales, VP of National Sales, and the President.
Thank you each and every one of you for all your hard work. We really do appreciate it. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever the case may be, and a happy and prosperous 2019. This one right here is kind of a no-brainer. I mean, I feel like I should go, honey, close your ears. I think I should go lay in their bed with them. I know, settle down. Bunch of rabbits. Jim Luster and Dan Hunt, if you guys know who they are, been huge supporters of our veterans, huge supporters of our causes. Like I said, 7 pallets of turkey, chicken wings, and all kinds of things they've donated to all our needs. Unfortunately, Dan couldn't be with us tonight, and Jim lives up north and couldn't fly down. But we would like to thank Foster Farms.
Oh yeah.
Foster Farms has been amazing to our community, to the Los Angeles community, and specifically to the Chef Cuisine Association, and giving back and supporting us and giving back. So to Foster Farms, thank you for supporting us through all these years. Thank you. Big round of applause. The next company to be recognized as Vendor Partner of the Year Started off as a produce company, but it's actually considered a food service company. Everybody know West Central Food Service? Then you know Joe Barba, right? Who doesn't know Joe? Joe gave up his seats tonight so that 2 chefs could join us. Unfortunately, those chefs didn't show up. Let me hear that again. It's a sad story. But Joe Barba donated a lot of the produce and food tonight, and we want to thank the West Central Food Service Group as one of our vendor partners of the year. They really did a great job in just supporting us through so many events. The veterans events, donating broccoli and potatoes and various different things. By the way, a special round of applause to the Ventura Chefs Association for packing all our potatoes over to rescue mission for the vets. But going back, Joe Barba has been a great supporter of this organization for a long time. The salesman I deal with is Artie Barra. Unfortunately, he's not really blood thin and guts, probably West Central Food Service, even though he works there, and I'm not trying to say he's not now. But when I met him, it was LA Specialty Produce, and probably going to burn in flame in effigy right now. But he has been a great supporter of my establishment and many others, and I want to thank him too as well for all the hard work that he does. One more big round of applause for West Central Food. All right, right now I want to move on to the next category for awards for the chefs, which is the Educator of the Year. Every organization needs a good educator, right? We got to keep educating our membership and our youth so that it continues to grow. When I talk about the winner of this category, this gentleman has been dedicating himself to the educational business for over 20 years. He's a certified executive chef, certified executive pastry chef, and in my opinion should already be a member of the American Academy of Chefs. But his disposition and the way he treats others and the way he inclusifies others, especially our youngsters, and helps them and pushes them, encourages them to grow, it's amazing. And he's the past president of the CCAC, past board member, a current board member. But our Educator of the Year, Chef Martin Gilligan. At this time, I'd like to invite a good friend, a man who can prove to you that second chances do prevail, and that people do take opportunity, and they change, and they grow from it, and a lot of people can receive and be a recipient of it. Last year, I awarded him a presidential medallion. The presidential medallion from the CCAC is by order of the president, obviously. But it's with his dedication, his drive to make a difference to veterans and homeless veterans, and many other things that we partnered in crime in. He's allowed me to make a difference. But last year, he donated, literally not just donated, but gave away over 1 million bottles of water to the homeless and homeless veterans. That's a lot of water. And I'm talking about a person that not just gets them and gives them to somebody else to pass out, but literally takes those bottles out onto the streets and deals with the homeless on a regular basis, tracks them per se so we can understand them and so that we can help change them and give them opportunities that they need to have, so that we can make a change in our homeless population. Because you can't do it from your ivory tower. You have to get out there and you have to meet them and you have to know them and you have to want to make a difference. And this gentleman has. So I want to invite him to the stage to help me pass out this year's presidential medallions. Chef Basil Kimberly.
Robert Evans, I'm a former homeless veteran, Army veteran. And my wife cleaned me up back in the day. And what Robert didn't tell you, that last year it was Robert and the ACF chef. When the Houston hurricane came and Robert orchestrated that, we not only took the trucks down, but we were able to feed over 3 million people in Houston. And so I'm honored to have that second chance because my lovely wife is one of the ones that cleaned me up. And so I'm humbled just to be here. On Thanksgiving, this chef here gave us turkeys, which was part of a team. We fed 155,000 homeless people this Thanksgiving statewide. So I just want to say it's an honor to be up here, man, because, you know, have a second chance in life and to go out and do what we do, but none of you knew about what Robert did last year. Over 3 million people he helped feed, so let's give Robert a big hand.
All right. For most of you who know, I've been the president of the CCAC for the last 5 years, and maybe another half a year, maybe a little bit more. It's been my great honor to serve my community of culinarians, vendors, friends, community. I hope that I'll have opportunities to serve in other positions as I move forward through life. But as I pass through life and I pass through the Chef de Cuisine Association, I've had the honor and the pleasure to make many friends and many acquaintances. And many of them stick out in my mind, and unfortunately I want to give them all a presidential medallion, but I can't. So I wanted to recognize a few on this stage tonight. And there are many deserving of this honor. I apologize that the trophy company could not get my medallions ready on time. As you can see on Chef Basil's chest here, through all the other medals. Oh, you got a lot of medals. My medallion on the front has a CCAC logo. And it carries the weight of this chapter's humanity with it. And its servitude. On the back it carries my family British logo. My honor. My heritage. And my traditions of giving and leading givers in communities. Like I said, unfortunately the trophy company couldn't get it ready on time. So I made them a deal. I said, you donate these 5 plaques right, or 7 plaques right here, and I'll let you mail those medallions out later on, and we'll call it a day. They agreed. So for the recipients who don't get a medallion from me tonight in regards to the presidential medallion, it'll be coming in the mail. But the trophy company wanted you to know that they wanted you to have these extra articles of appreciation, and so do I. Well, it almost sounded like I meant to do that, didn't it? Last year, the board of the Chef de Cuisine Association started the Robert Phillips Professional Chef of the Year Perpetual Trophy. I want to thank them for that. because this is my legacy. And I know many chefs will be appreciated in my honor way beyond my years. The youth of tomorrow who run this organization when I'm long and gone will be able to honor many people in my name, at least that's my hope. Chef Basil, will you present the awards as I call them out? As I call your name, if you could come to the stage. The one person who couldn't make it tonight that I'm sure of, that is deserving for all her dedication to the Chef de Cuisine Association for over 30 years, is Dr. Eloise Fernandez. Unfortunately, she has some frightful times with the loss of her son and couldn't make it tonight. Another gentleman has been with me in the Chef de Cuisine Association for over 7 years. He stood by my side, and sounds like at every event we're standing arm in arm almost and talking about how can we do it better, what can we do more. He's always busy, but I always take his ideals, I always take his thoughts, and he's always on my mind every time I do something. And I'd like to present a presidential medallion from the CCAC president to Daniel Casati.
All right.
Give a big round of applause. Congratulations. I'm trying not to tear up on you guys because there's a lot of emotion in this for me personally. The next chef, we had a wonderful time. Everybody know what a culinary evaluator is in the room? Yes. You guys know what that is? That's a chef that goes around evaluating other chefs to pass them on their practicums to reach their level of achievement and certification. And I had recently got my CE, and I was doing an event in North Hollywood at AI Art Institute where I used to work. I had the pleasure of meeting a wonderful chef with a raw sense of humor, a funny disposition at times, but he always managed to find a way to put a smile on my face and help me to seek out others to appreciate. Sometimes that's hard, but he's always there to show me the other side. And I know he has a humane heart, and I want to thank him for being there for me always. Chef William Bauer, CEC. No kisses. It's probably going to seem a little funny tonight because I have several W's to thank, and you'll understand as I move forward. As I mentioned to you, one of our partner vendors, the gas company, I found a young man. He just called me up out of the blue and said, hey, I want to be a part of your organization. I said, yeah, sure. I got plenty of available seats. Which one of the 20 do you want? He chose one. He comes to the meetings, he participates, he does what he needs to do. We went to convention, we went to a regional convention. It always seemed like he popped up out of the blue. But I just want you to know the truth about this individual. At the convention in Orlando, I did not see him at Disney World riding the carousel. I did not. Did I? But this gentleman's been a great supporter on the board and to other chefs, and I want to thank him, the wonderful Chef Will Morris. Thank you. Thank you, Chef. Big round of applause. The next recipient is an amazing man I've had the honor to work with. He's always asking me all the hard questions, putting me on the spot, but he's always there to help. He has these wonderful creative ideals. He's actually responsible for a lot of the collateral material you see tonight in the room. He's amazing on the social media pages. He's there to support this organization, alums from the Cordon Bleu. He's been a chef for many years. But the way he participates adds a special twist to the CCAC. And I'd like to thank Chef William Yee with the Presidential Medallion. Chef Yee. All right, the good news, he didn't kiss me. As president for the last 5 years, I've had 2 areas of support, really. It seems like it always gets better, and not necessarily with age. I was inducted into the American Academy of Chefs with this gentleman at my side. Hadn't known him yet, but I've gotten to know him as pretty much a boss. It's our Western Regional Vice President of the ACF, Carlton Brooks, who's been a great supporter to me. So a big round of applause for Carlton Brooks, leading the way in community, culinary, and fair competition. Carlton Brooks for the Presidential Medallion for the CCAC.
I can kiss him because this isn't our first date.
And last but not least, I have some good friends out in the Ventura Chefs Association. The wonderful Luis Martinez, who handed me my first American Academy of Chefs application. Thank you, Chef Luis. And many more. John Chu, thank you, the wonderful guys from out there. But this gentleman, his service to his country, president of the Ventura Chefs Association, friend to me and dedicated member of the CCAC, even though he's not technically a member, but he comes to all of our events, and he's like part of our family. And as being president and supporting my family for the guy that's always there, it's my honor to give the Presidential Medallion to Chef Mike Lodi, president of the Ventura Chefs Association. Ladies and gentlemen, he's not going to give me a kiss. That's okay with me. All right, maybe the band wants to come back and play a few tunes. Huh? Yeah. Get it stirred up a little bit. Hopefully we're dropping the dessert soon. I'm gonna take a little break. We're gonna come back and do Chef of the Year. Always the best category. And then I'm gonna do some appreciations for our host tonight here at the Lux Hotel. All right, enjoy your dessert. I'll be back soon. Every year, the past Chef of the Year gets to take home the perpetual Chef of the Year trophy. It's this bad boy right here. It's got about 40 names on it. It goes back to 1970. The first person on the Chef of the Year trophy, his name is Richard Morgan, 1970. Richard's still a kicking member today. 102, right? 100 years old today, well, not today, but he's 100 years old. And he was around when the Cobb salad was kicked around a little bit, and somebody decided that they would put it down on paper. We haven't learned all the details, but we know that Chef Richard was there when it happened. Brown Derby, that's right, Joe. Yeah, they invented it for the owner, Brown Derby. Anyway, Richard, we wish he was with us tonight. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here. But last year's Chef of the Year was Andy Pastore, CEC. I think you guys heard me talk about him before. He's going to be hosting a dinner for us in April at the Steakhouse in Santa Monica. So I'm sure everybody's going to be putting that on their calendar as soon as that comes out in print. Will Morris will be getting that out tomorrow, Will? That's early? Tomorrow at 8?
Yes, Chef.
Tomorrow at 8 a.m.? Thank you, Martin. Yes, Chef. You hear that in the background? There we go. Now we got it figured out. This year we had 4 nominees for Chef of the Year. All the members had a chance to vote. The votes have been tabulated. And I have been sitting on this monster for like at least 5 days. Chef, did I win? I can't tell you that. Chef, did I win? I can't tell you that. Chef, did I win? I can't tell you that. Well, the good news is today I can tell you that. Okay? But let me talk a little bit about some of the Chefs of the Year. One of our nominees for Chef of the Year was Dr. Eloise Fernandez. Obviously, she couldn't be here tonight. But she's been over a 30-year member of this establishment, donating her time to certification, administration of the CCAC events for a long, long time. Very deserving woman of that honor. And regardless of who wins tonight, all of our nominees for Chef of the Year deserve to be Chef of the Year, to be honest with you. But there only can be one in this particular case. So she was our first nominee. Our second nominee was Blake Clevenger, executive chef at the Radisson USC. Blake has been a great competitor, many gold and silver medals. He has hosted the ChefNet at USC for us the last 2 or 3 years, Blake? 3 years. 3 years. And I hear you're moving on to new endeavors, is that correct? Yeah. And he's moving on to new endeavors as well. But he'll always take that fight-on Trojan spirit with him no matter where he goes. I know he will because I do. I worked there for almost 6 years at USC, and the energy at USC has never left my body. And I'm sorry for all you other people in the room. Fight on. Blake, you've done a wonderful job for us, really. I mean, hosting those ChefNet events. We had Master Chef Rich Rosendale out. We had, what was the gentleman's name from the Bocuse d'Or? Yeah, I got you too. Okay. Anyway, we had the gold medalist from the Bocuse d'Or out as well from Canada. And several master chefs show up there, including Rich Rosendale. And a lot of competitors, judges for competition show up, and they give a competition class. And it's an amazing event for $200. You can't go anywhere, not even inside the ACF at a Western Regional or a Central Conference for $200, and get what we give at the ChefNet, or this year the Western Culinary Conference at USC. So I really hope to see a lot of you there, because that's going to be another amazing year and amazing event. Sorry, I'm waiting on the last of the desserts here. Our next nominee was a wonderful chef named Christopher Emmerling, is that right? Emmerling. Certified executive chef, currently teaches at AI North Hollywood, and he works in a restaurant down in Huntington Beach. But he's been a huge competitor on the circuit for quite some time now, and he has recently taken over the culinary student competition team at AI North Hollywood. But he is dedicated to the competition, and I talked to him this year about joining the board as a competition chair, and Chris has agreed to do that. And so we're very excited for 2019 to bring Chris onto the board to help drive our competitions moving forward. But this guy has, I don't know how many golds, lots of golds. He doesn't get a lot of silvers or bronze, he gets a lot of golds. And definitely a qualified individual, brings a lot of talent to the floor. So we're honored to have him as a Chef of the Year nominee. And our final nominee is Chef Ben Diaz, our host chef tonight. If you like your meal, give Ben Diaz a round of applause. Ben brings a lot of attention to the CCAC outside of the CCAC, which means to say he's not on the ACF circuit or sanctioned events, but he does a lot of competitions in the community. He does a lot of food competitions for humanitarian aid, as well as his hotel's recognition, sales, and things like that. He's also our apprentice chair. Apprenticeship, which a lot of you who know me know that I'm extremely in support of. I'm actually an apprentice graduate myself. Ben took on the endeavor of sitting on that chair and helping me to get that started up. And we got all the paperwork done, right, Ben? We got some apprentices going, and somehow I kind of faltered apart a little bit. So we're kind of picking up the pieces, and we're trying to drive that through again. But the importance of apprenticeship to you guys in restaurants or hotels or other establishment, the apprenticeship program is essential for earn while you learn. Some people can't afford to go to colleges or community colleges or universities where they teach culinary, or the big AI schools or the Le Cordon Bleus or the CIAs. They're just little peons like myself, okay? Went to the School of Hard Knocks, enjoyed every moment of it, learned from it, and grew from it. But Chef Ben has been pushing that forward for quite some time, so I'm very appreciative to him and his efforts on the board and all he does for the CCAC, donating turkeys to the veterans this year, and just participating in all the other community events that we have. So it's with great pleasure that I appreciate all the nominees, Eloise, Blake, Ben, and Christopher, for all their hard work. If we could get a big round of applause for these four individuals. And now it's time to do the dirty work, or the good work, or however you want to see it. If I can get everybody to bang on their tables and a little drum roll. Everybody, Chef of the Year for the CCAC 2018 is Chef Ross. Chef Ben Diaz, Lux Hotel, Los Angeles.
Get up there. Get up there. He gave us turkey. All right, good.
Yeah! Attaboy, Ben!
Go ahead, Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2018 CCAC Chef of the Year, Chef Ben Diaz of the Lux Hotel, Center City. Ben, would you like to say something to the group?
Speech!
It's a little heavy. Honestly, speechless. Was not really expecting this at all. I was actually a couple hours ago, I was cursing him out. So good, so bad in the back. So I still am, you know. But you know, in all seriousness, I really do appreciate this. Thank you all for the great support. I mean, every single person here deserves this award, not just myself. All you guys do great work, and you know, this recognition is not only for me, it's for my team. Works hard, puts in hours that I don't want to.
Yeah! Go, PD!
Bring everybody out. Bring them out. Come on.
Bring out the troops.
They're taking their time. They're shy. But definitely want to appreciate my team. They do a great job. Thanks to Trey from LA Trade Tech for coming out, helping us, and re-supporting. It's something really great. There you go. The service stop.
The CCAC would like to thank all the volunteers for tonight's dinner in the back of the house and the front of the house. Chef Ben Diaz and your pastry chef tonight, Fiona España. Fiona, come on up. And the catering manager for the Lux, the great and the wonderful Tanya Ortega. Come on up, big round of applause for the Lux crew. From the CCAC, we'd like to give Fiona, pastry chef, for this event tonight, our host event, and also Chef Ben Diaz for hosting tonight, as well as the lovely and one and only Tanya Ortega, the catering manager for tonight's event. If you guys liked what happened tonight, you enjoyed your room, you enjoyed your dinner, these are the people to thank. Once again, our Chef of the Year, Chef Ben Diaz, the Lux City Center, downtown LA. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Keep in mind our future events. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you to the Beehive. Thank you to our MC, Saul, John Chu, for helping me put all that together. It's been a wonderful day. Lots of people, if you want a picture with Chef Ben Diaz and his trophy, come on up here, we can get pictures done. Carlton Brooks, if you want to step in the Chef of the Year. Thank you everybody again. I'll see you next month. Say again. I want to thank one more time the Swinging 8-Ball Band. You guys can rev it back up a little bit. Get the mood going. We're going to have dancing for a little bit for those who want to swing their hips and twist their knees. Two-step in it, right? Thank you. Good night.
Good.
for you.